Hey guys, I'm gonna be working on my Ford F350 Super Duty diesel single rear wheel drive. This truck has been feeling a little draggy lately, but because that 7.3 diesel engine is so loud when you're driving it, you can't really hear anything, and it's so powerful. I mean, you don't really even feel a drag, but apparently my back caliper was probably getting stuck. And I mean, I finally realized I need to look into it. Look at that inner side of that rotor, it's completely gone. So I'm gonna be doing a full brake job. I'll put a little video up here and there. I've never done one of these brakes before, so it's gonna be something new to look at, but I'm gonna do one side at a time. And I know for a fact there's got to be some brake shoes in here for the emergency, because it has a emergency brake cable. So I'm going to be replacing those two. I'm going to put new rotors, all new hardware and everything. So I'm going to be doing everything myself. I don't really take my cars to the shop unless there's no absolute other way to go about it. But every time I've taken them to a shop, I get ripped off. I get shitty work. And it just can't really trust nobody. So got to do everything yourself with that rotor. I'll be posting videos and stuff as I go along. Right here you could see that I've already put these emergency brake shoes back together, and that was pretty hard to do. I almost thought I was gonna have to end up taking this axle apart just to get room in there, but I was able to put them back together. There's actually a back spring on the very top right here behind that orange one. It's on the back, you don't see it, and that was really hard to get in there, but I managed to get it in there, and then everything's coming back together. I adjusted them. I also went through and figure I'd go ahead and put some paint on these calipers. That way they can look pretty decent and they don't get all that corrosion and rust on them. But like I said, it was I've never really done one of these brake jobs before, and a lot of people tend to not be lazy about doing that emergency brake shoes just because it is complicated. But I'm telling you, it's well worth it. Alright guys, just got done putting the rear brake shoes for the emergency brake. It is pretty difficult doing the first one. To do the first side is pretty hard. Once you do one side, you kind of get a hang of the other side. But I mean, it took me at least 30 minutes to get them in there because you got the axle right here. You barely got room, and there's this spring right here, and there's a spring in the back. So I didn't show how I did the new ones, but pretty much I set them up like this with the spring on there, and I replaced all the hardware to the shoes, so I got all new springs. And take them like that, slide them in between the axle and a little bit of space you got, and just, like I said, it's gonna be hard, but it can be done. It pretty much seems impossible. You're gonna have to figure it out. Just play with it. Drop them in like that, and just shove them in there. I'm telling you, it will work. It's not gonna be easy, but it will work. So I'm about to finish putting it together. Got all new calipers and everything, so it's gonna be a nice job. Alright guys, I got her pretty much put back together. Went ahead and put everything. New calipers, pads, rotors, and emergency brake shoes. Like I said, make sure that bleeder screw is on top, because both sides are the same part number, and if you put them backwards, you'll never bleed your brake system. These are all the old parts. You can tell pretty much the emergency brake shoes were completely gone. Went ahead and replaced those. Replaced the brake pads and hardware. Pretty much gone. And I also ended up replacing one of the caliper hoses. And this one broke when I was doing that, so I'm going to have to go get this tomorrow. This is that bad rotor that was on the driver's side. Somebody had actually already did a brake job before and probably half-assed it, because you can tell it had good pads on one side, on the passenger side, and then really bad ones on the other side. So I went ahead and did everything. Replaced both rotors. And just gonna go get that part tomorrow and put it together. Go ahead and put some paint on there so it looks nice. Keep that rust away. And see, I got my jack stands and my jack underneath. Just you always want to be safe. I like working outside on it because I like having the daylight. But then you also got to do it weather permitting, because if it rains, you won't be able to get much work. Said, make sure you always use jack stands. You want to be safe. That's it, guys. Comment down below. Want to hear what everybody has to say. If you've heard or seen anybody put them calipers backwards, let me know. Like I said, I've ran into it a lot. It's never happened to me personally, but I've had friends that'll do it, and they call me, ask me for a hand, and go help them bleed. And as soon as I get there, I mean, it's pretty obvious when you try to purge the air, you're purging out all the liquid if that bleeder screws on the bottom. So that's it, guys. We can get her ready for a road trip this summer, so we don't want everything to be right on her. So don't forget to share, comment, like. God bless y'all.